Okay, gems. We're going to tap in and see what's blocking you. What got you stagnated? What is getting in the way, okay? So that you can move forward, boo. I want to help you to move forward. So we're going to see what is in the way. Okay, Spirit. Let's get straight to it. Oh, so y'all need to be a little bit more friendly. It's giving, where's the whimsy? Okay, Spirit says you might be being a little too cold, a little too firm. So if you are in a space where you are hurt by things that you experience, it's due diligence that we heal so that we're more approachable, so that we're more ourselves, less hurt, less bitter, less aggressively going through life with the burdens of what we experience, right? Because the things that are trauma, okay, that are pain, can be transmuted to your benefit. So you're not left feeling cold hearted. So you're not left feeling like love don't love you back. Because reality is that true love exists, okay? Real friends, real family, real connections exist. The prior you just was making the wrong decisions because you had trauma that was leading your decision making. Once you heal yourself, it keeps the trauma from being on the forefront, okay? So your relationships can be healthy connections, right? Mixed signals. So y'all need to be straightforward and upfront with people about how you feel, okay, about what you want. You don't have to want the things that the next person wants to still be interested, right? Somebody can have interest in pursuing you in a way that you're not quite ready yet. And it's okay to express that, right? We are more able to find genuine connections when we're honest with ourselves and other people, okay? You don't have to let others know you're interested. Flirt and be approachable. You don't let people know that you're interested. So Spirit wants you to be okay letting your hair down. Like, don't go into situations feeling like you had to be so tight. Again, with this cold-hearted energy. Be willing to, be friendly, be able to converse with people from a place of just being personable and not thinking like, what do they want? So why do they here? Things of that nature, right? Because not everybody wants something from you. Although you've had some weird people you cross paths with, everybody not trying to use you. Everybody not trying to do you wrong. So yeah, you gotta let people know how you really feel and stop being so shy about expressing yourself. So you may have had what we call bad touch, because trigger warning, this is in relation to not wanting to be touched by people. So whether this is from past trauma or whether this is just about boundaries in general, you don't trust people touching you. You take small steps though in the moment, and it will make you more comfortable with others in the future, right? Small baby steps. You can start out with basic things. Everybody don't like to be touched though, right? Totally understandable. But it should not be triggering. If touching you becomes like a trigger kind of thing, again, this reverts back to trauma and the necessity to heal something, because you're associating this new person and their energy or their attempts with past situations or past energy. So healing will allow you to disassociate the two. Okay? You don't want to come off as being unlovable, right? You don't want to come off as being somebody who's unattainable because you are so broken or so hurt or just so traumatized by the things you experience that you can't be loved. You got to practice radical self-love and acceptance. Love yourself with all your flaws. Because how do you expect somebody else to love you if you don't? If you're if you're judging yourself heavily, how do you expect somebody else to love you if you don't even, if you ain't messing with you? Everybody leaves is what you've been feeling like. So maybe used to toxic connections, hot and cold connections with people not really there. But you got to choose a partner who can commit to you and let yourself also commit to them. So being mindful when you're catching yourself giving distance unintentionally because you are used to people who breadcrumbed you in the past, like, don't leave somebody on red that you're interested in because you're trying to play games based upon past situations, or you're not wanting to give too much too soon, so you're intentionally not responding. And I'm gonna call back in a little while, I'm gonna give it some time. Like, you're trying to play a game and string things along rather than showing up how you really feel, thinking you being too vulnerable, thinking you can't put yourself out there. You gotta stop being like that, babe. You gotta cut it out because you're blocking what genuine connection could come your way. Changing people. Okay. So you can't change people. People are going to be exactly who they are. It is not your job to change people. Whether you agree with the way that somebody is or not, it's just up to you whether or not you deal with it. But people got to be who they are, right? We got to let people be who they are. And that's how you're going to meet genuine connections anyway. If you so busy focused on editing people, you're going to get a lot of builder bitches. You're going to get a whole lot of builder dudes. Like, folks just going to be out here crafting themselves into whatever they think you want just to stay in your energy, just to get proximity to you. When the goal is to be yourself and let people be themselves, so you meet genuine people who really want you around them. And not because they're using you, but because they actually like you. They like what you bring to the table. They like your energy. They like, you know what I mean? They're pouring into you. You're pouring into them. There is mutual benefit in the dynamic. But you can't change people. You got to accept them, baby. And if it's not what you want, move on. Move on. We got Walmart and Target and Kroger and all these stores for a reason. You ain't got to go to one store. You don't got to go to one store when it don't have what you want. You go to a new store. Don't be a lone wolf out here either. Spirit says stop isolating yourself. Stop putting yourself in a position where you are viewing yourself as someone that has to be alone. Again, with that being cold energy. Okay? Are you really a loner, or are you afraid of loving someone who could hurt you potentially? So in efforts to find new connections and genuine connections, you have to make sure you're willing to stick your neck out there. Be vulnerable. You won't know what's real if you ain't testing the water, right? If you shutting out all things, how you gonna know when you meet something real? Okay? And you also don't want to be out here with a fucking laundry list so long expecting somebody to be this perfect Prince Charming or princess or queen or whatever you want by your side, okay? Nobody perfect. I don't care who it is, what it is that you want. Nothing and no one is perfect, okay? Stop seeking perfection out of situations because somebody shows up in one way and then let's say, y'all disagree about something and now you're like viewing someone in a different light. It's like, come on, nobody perfect. People have their own little quirks and flaws because we all do, right? You have to accept people and not be wishy-washy with them because you know this one little thing. Like, you might have all these things about a person that you love and they do one thing and you're like, that's it, nope. And you wash all the good shit away because of the one thing they did that's not good or that's not traditionally favored by you. Something that might be a pet peeve, triggering for you, but you can work through it. You just got to see that there's more to it than just that one thing, okay? Everybody got flaws. Choose only 5 must-haves and deal breakers that matter. Again, with the laundry list, don't have no shitload of stuff you expecting out of somebody. We only human, baby. Everybody can't be everything for you. That's another one, too. Don't be seeking people to be all the hats in your life. The person who your partner, yeah, they can be supportive and be a friend and all those things, but your partner cannot be every hat in your life. They cannot be. They get burnt out, right? So you got to have balance. Balance within self so that there's balance of your expectations from the people in your life too. Okay? Friends, family, partner, whomever. Okay. So y'all need to figure out what y'all want. Okay, Spirit said that you are being ambivalent. You need to figure out what it is you want. It's like you might fear somebody coming in and getting too close to you because of the things you went through in the past. But if you truly want new love and connections, you got to break down them barriers. Like, baby, take some of them bricks down off that brick wall you building because nobody can see over it. Okay, can't nobody see you. They can't really see you to see if this is what they even want because you're blocking the view. If you want to be able to meet real people, you're going to have to break that wall down a little bit. You're going to have to break down that wall just a little bit. And breaking down that wall does not mean that you're going to tolerate abuse. It does not mean that you're going to take a back seat or your boundaries have to take a back seat. It's just simply meaning that you're wanting to be a more compatible soulmate for whomever the Most High is sending your way. So you need to be conscious, of what you're putting out, but also what you're taking in. Don't be taking bullshit from people just because you want connection, because you want to be able to find your tribe. Okay? Any kind of abuse is not okay. You deserve someone who treats you well. So again, accepting yourself and your flaws is it's giving you the privilege to love yourself unconditionally where you will not tolerate abuse. Once you are so in love with yourself, You are not going to let somebody else treat you any less